It might turn out that you don't really like the cushions with the little pom-poms on the corners. And it might turn out that she doesn't really like your family. My birthday recently, but one of the presents that my wife got me was she got me a swear box for our house. Yay. And now every single time I say a swear word, I have to spend the night in it. And I don't want you leaving here tonight thinking, oh, that George lad said he was married, but he's only ever had one girlfriend, because that's not true. I've had twice as many. In fact, I was on Facebook the other day, noticed that my ex-girlfriend is still trying to get my attention by settling down and having kids with another man. Get over me! Jesus. Back off. But yeah, married now. I quite like being married, but she gets quite angry with me, my wife, about a lot of things really. But she woke up recently, and she was angry with me because of what I did in her dream. You know that? I said to her, "What did I do?" She said, "Oh, as if you don't know." And I said, "No, seriously, what did I do?" And she said, "You started getting off with my sister." So I went, "Go on." And then I said, "No, that is mental." And she went, "I know, you'd never do that." And I said, "No, it's mental. We had the same dream." What? She's angry with me after that, obviously. So I tried to make it up to her. I suggested our first ever couples trip to IKEA. And that was a mistake. It's an odd shopping experience, IKEA, because you go for a wardrobe, but you leave with a drawer divider, a garlic crusher, 2,000 tea lights, a rug, a jug, a divorce, and some meatballs. And it's just full of couples arguing in there. And I didn't know why before I went. Now I know why. Because what happens is you go in and you're walking around and you're discussing stuff as you're looking at things. And as you're discussing stuff, you're slowly realising that you and this person that you've chosen to share your entire life with have nothing in common, you know? It might turn out, for example, it might be the big stuff. It might turn out that you don't really like the cushions with the little pom-poms on the corners. And it might turn out that she doesn't really like your family. Sort of thing that comes out. You're not quite sure about orange for the bedroom. She hates the way you breathe. It's a great shop. They decorate everywhere in there as well, so it looks like it's a room in your house. So everyone just feels immediately comfortable having a domestic in there. We walked in. The first thing we heard when we walked in was a woman saying to a fella, "Well, Roy, if we can't agree on a shelving unit, what the hell have we been doing for the last 15 years? Well, Jesus Christ. I wanted to turn back. You can't, because you're on a one-way system. I'm getting stressed out thinking, George, just get through this and there's a big old bag of dime bars waiting for you at the end. So we just stuck to the path and we were arguing all the way and it was getting more and more tense and more and more tense. And then at one point I lost my wife, but I thought I've just got to carry on anyway. And I'm going. And it felt like hours and we're getting towards the end and it was sort of like the last scenes in Shawshank Redemption and I'm just sort of climbing. Can hear the Morgan Freeman voiceover. George crawled to freedom through 500 yards of flat-packed madness I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to. And I'm still going, and eventually I got to the end. And then my wife came, and she was really angry with me. She was more angry than before we'd started, and I'm thinking, this is bad. You know, I'm thinking our relationship is in a lot of trouble here. So I did what I always do in that situation, is I try and find a couple that's worse off than we are. And I'm just saying to myself, if I can find one couple that's worse off than us, then I can say to her, at least we're not them. And then I see in the distance, the really far distance, you can see through to like the previous sections. And I could see a couple who looked like they were right at the start and already they were broken. Perfect. You know, the guy looked pathetic. He looked like a eunuch. He looked like he just had nothing about him. And the woman, even though it was far in the distance, I could see that her body language towards him, she not only didn't love him anymore, she didn't respect him. And I thought, this is brilliant. So I said to my wife, I know it's been bad. I know you hate me right now. I know things are really, really bad for us, but at least we're not them through that window. She said, George, that is a mirror. You lot have been absolutely lovely. Thanks for having me. I'm George Lewis. Goodbye.